Hello and welcome back to my channel. As always, please do subscribe to my channel because I upload new videos every week. And one more thing, I have just launched an online course. If you're interested at all the information is in the description box below. Right, back to this video. Today's video is all about interaction online, and I've got 5 more top tips for you, 5 more great ways that you can interact with your online audiences. Interaction online is so important. It's a great way of making sure that your audience are engaged and interested in what you have to say. I would say you need to add an element of interaction every 5 minutes at least when you're communicating online. Online audiences, as we know and as I've talked about a lot on this channel, their attention span is low. So it's your job as the presenter or the host of the meeting to keep them engaged. So here's tip number 1. Use the chat function for a simple yes/no question. The chat function can get really complicated. I could make a whole video on that. What you need to use it for are very simple things, and yes/no questions can work really well. So you need to ask the audience a question like, can I just check, does everybody understand that point I've just made? Can you put a Y in the chat box for yes and an N for no? You can then see the audience's response immediately and gauge whether you need to give more clarification or information. Now that's just one example of a yes/no question, but obviously there are many more. And that is a really simple way of adding interaction into your meetings and presentations. Tip number 2 may seem a bit cheesy, but it does work because it engages the audience and asks them to do something. And it's the simple thumbs up, medium, thumbs down. When you're asking people, so how are you feeling today, for example? Come on, are we good? Are we kind of okay? We're feeling a bit down? Tiny little things like that that may seem so minutiae, there's no point in doing them, actually make a huge difference, okay? They bring the audience into what you're saying, they engage them, and they make them feel part of it. Tip number 3 is really all about how you engage with the camera. If you want to make your online meetings and presentations more interactive, you need to make it feel like you are talking to the audience. All too often, people forget when they're presenting online or they're hosting online meetings that there are actually people on the other end of that camera lens. So really practice engaging with the camera. The easiest way to do this is to watch breakfast news or any of those good morning programs. They interact with the camera perfectly. They're continually nodding at the camera, smiling at the camera, engaging in a way that it looks like they are talking to a person when in fact they're talking to a camera lens. So really think about how you are engaging with that camera. Tip number 4 is a bit of fun, and again another way of asking your audience to do something that's a little bit different and will engage them, and that is giving them 30 seconds to create their own name card. Now all they need is a piece of paper and a pen. You could actually use a countdown clock if you wanted to, but it gives them something to do. It's a bit of fun and it lets them be creative as well. Tip number 5 is a really nice visual piece of interaction, and it's called, well, I call it stay in or duck out. What you're doing is you're posing a question to your audience. So you might say something like, do you agree with this statement that I've just made? If you agree, stay in shot so I can see you. And if you don't agree, go out of shot. And you get people ducking in and out of the frame. It's something to wake your audience up. It is a bit of fun that you can have, but again, it's interactive. It just makes them feel like they are part of what you are doing. And all of this interaction essentially makes the audience feel like you care because you have thought about them and you are remembering that they are there. I hope those tips help. As always, please do put your comments below and let me know if there are any topics you would like me to cover in future videos. I look forward to seeing you next week.